him. And again, take his jab off him. Use that defence, that glove and that head move. And again. Good. There you go. There you go. He won't see them coming, you see.
Joshua is technically a better boxer than Tyson Fury because
if he fights Anthony Joshua, that would be the one that people want to see. That was probably still Phil Wembley, but as a boxing purist and as a lover of the sport, am I that bothered if Tyson Fury never steps in the ring of Anthony Joshua? I'll be honest, no.
Get off him. And again, take his jab off him. Use that defense, that glove, that head movement. And again, good. There you go. There you go. He won't see them coming. The commands echo through Anthony Joshua's training camp, a rhythm of precision and aggression. This,
to me, is so close and it's so subjective. And that's what I said. I think in regards to saying, I'm technically better, I don't think Spencer men that ties there. Anthony Joshua is technically a better boxer than Tyson.
This isn't the hesitant, second-guessing AJ of the past. This is a rebuilt warrior, sharper, meaner, and ready to impose his will. Johnny Nelson, a man who's seen it all in the heavyweight game, isn't easily impressed. But watching Joshua's latest sessions, he couldn't...
And AJ understands that also. There's talk of that fight happening now, this year. And again, it's talk. You've got two fighters that don't need to fight, two fighters that really believe they were the best fighters in the world, that have to come to terms with it mentally. Two fighters that you know...
Stay quiet. His message was direct and chilling. Tyson Fury is walking into dangerous waters. To Nelson, this new version of AJ isn't chasing glory or validation. He's standing firm, radiating focus and raw menace. The days of stumbling under pressure or letting doubts creep in are over. Nelson warns that if
make fights, and my style for him is kryptonite. You know, I've always said AJ's built to measure for me, and just because he knocked out that guy with a right hand, it's not the same. Boxing's different, you know. Styles make fights. We've seen he couldn't land any of those right hands on Usyk. A way smaller man, a lighter man. Boxing is a very difficult game. It's changing all the time. Styles make fights. And
Fury approaches this fight like a showman instead of a warrior. It won't be a classic back and forth. It'll be a catastrophe. The Gypsy King's once unshakable aura, Nelson believes, is starting to fracture. The confidence and bravado that once came so naturally now feel like a performance.
I've been signing contracts for years. It ain't in my hands, it's with a legal team. That's why you hire lawyers. If you know the history of boxing, make sure you get your legal terms right. That's why you got good management and good lawyers. So of course I'm going to sign a contract. That's just with some lawyers.
Fury's jokes, call-outs, and wild promises still dominate headlines. But Nelson senses desperation behind the words. Instead of a champion commanding the division, Fury looks like a man hiding from his own shadow. The fight the world has waited years to see. Joshua versus Fury feels closer than ever, but Nelson insists the psychology has...
Right now, I mean, he's just coming off a hard camp, a hard fight, and does he need it right now immediately when Tyson Fury says so? Probably not, but can he afford to knock back the opportunity? Probably not as well. So it's tough, really. I'm not so sure it actually does happen. I'm not so sure it's someone once again
shifted completely. Fury is no longer the hunter. He's the one scrambling for control. Meanwhile, Joshua remains icy and unshaken. When Fury throws out public taunts, AJ doesn't flinch. No mind games, no nervous smiles, just cold intent. This Joshua isn't playing along. He's ready to bleed, ready to punish, ready to claim his destiny. For the first time in years, his tone doesn't sound like hype or media spin. It sounds like inevitability. Fury, of course, has responded with threats of his own, promising destruction and chaos. But to Nelson and many others, his words ring hollow. They reek of insecurity rather than dominance. The effortless swagger that once defined Fury now feels forced. His legendary mind games, once a weapon, seem...
10, 11, 12. It was scrappy, it was messy, and it was just kind of like winning the argument. But when you watch it and score it, gloves are hitting you. It was just busy, wasn't it? It was busy. But did you feel it was slipping away from you at the end? Or did you feel you was doing enough?
No, I felt like I'd done it. I felt like I was up before the bell had gone. 30 seconds, I only needed 30 seconds.
Ineffective against this focused AJ. Still, not everyone believes the fight will actually happen. Tony Bellew has been one of the loudest skeptics, repeatedly questioning Fury's motives. Bellew points out a familiar pattern. Fury talks, Fury teases, Fury threatens, but when the moment comes to sign the deal, he disappears. To Bellew, it's become a tired game of smoke and mirrors, like the boy who cried wolf. Each delay, each negotiation breakdown, and each retirement announcement has chipped away at the faith of fans and fighters alike. Fury's unpredictability is no longer exciting, it's exhausting. And yet, whispers inside the boxing world hint that this time might be different. Spencer Brown, a well-connected figure behind the scenes, insists that the fight true fans crave isn't Fury versus
It's what Tyson Fury's thinking or what his plan is, you know, and it's really, you just got no, like, you can't choose confidently what he's going to do. Maybe he's had enough, maybe he's got the hump, maybe it's a game. You just got to worry about yourself, and you know, for us, AJ's probably a couple of weeks away from going back into camp, and then, you know, in a couple of weeks maybe we'll reach out to Frank and Spencer and say, look, we're going to make our next move, do you want to speak to Tyson and
Alexander Usyk? It's Fury versus Joshua, chaos versus control. Another insider, Turkey-like, claims that quiet moves are already being made in private. According to him, the wheels are in motion and this colossal showdown is closer than it has been in years. There's a twist though. Even Brown admits he'd personally prefer to see Fury face Usyk first. To boxing purists, Usyk represents the ultimate test of skill and mastery. But for the wider world, AJ versus Fury is the heavyweight war that transcends titles and rankings. It's more than just a fight, it's a spectacle that could define an era. If Joshua gets the nod to face Fury before Usyk does, it won't just be about scheduling. It will send a clear message to Fury: no more hiding, no more excuses, no more games. For too long, Fury's
Show me the money! I'm available. I'm young, free and single, ready to...
lack of clarity has left the sport in limbo. A Joshua fight would force him to confront reality in the most brutal way possible. Legacy, redemption, and control of the heavyweight division will all be on the line. As Nelson sees it, this isn't just another bout, it's the moment where illusions will shatter and truths will be revealed. If Fury steps into that ring unprepared, he won't just lose a fight, he'll lose the myth of invincibility he's built his career upon. The question isn't whether Joshua is ready. Nelson says he already is. The question is whether Fury will show up as the Gypsy King or crumble under the weight of his own shadow. Spencer Brown insists momentum is finally building toward the fight the world has been waiting for. Behind the scenes, negotiations are quietly moving, and whispers suggest the long-delayed showdown between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua could finally be within reach. But Eddie Hearn refuses.
It's been a phenomenal career. He's not just going to slip away into the sunset, I don't think. So I think if that fight, which I think is very much still there to be made this year, has got to be the fate
to get carried away. The Matchroom boss has grown weary of trying to decode Tyson Fury's unpredictable antics. One day he's retired, the next day he's training, then he's throwing out names, and the day after that he's demanding impossible paydays. Hearn says, shaking his head. For Hearn, the chaos has become exhausting. The Joshua camp, he insists, is locked in, focused, structured, and serious. There's no space for theatrics. If Fury wants to be part of this, Hearn argues he must step up with clarity, not confusion. This isn't 2020 anymore, Hearn stresses. Back then, Fury's unpredictable behavior could be dismissed as part of boxing's grand theater. But now, the sport is tired. The fans are tired. Promoters are tired. Even fighters are tired of the endless drama. Fury can no longer coast on chaos and reputation alone. He must commit. And if he doesn't, Hearn warns, the sport will simply move on.
If he fights Anthony Joshua, that would be the one that people want to see. That was probably still Phil Wembley, but as a boxing purist, as a lover of the sport, am I that bothered if Tyson Fury never steps in the ring with Anthony Joshua? I'll be honest.
On without him. Joshua is carving his own path regardless of Fury's noise, but Fury's latest outburst hasn't helped his cause. When talks turned serious, Fury's response was blunt and dismissive. Show me the money. To Hearn, to fans, and to many observers, that wasn't the voice of a confident champion. It was the voice of a man hiding behind dollar signs, avoiding responsibility. While Joshua's team quietly maps out training camps and real negotiations, Fury behaves like a reality TV star tossing out slogans and sound bites. Young, free, and single, he shouts like a catchphrase. But heavyweight boxing isn't Love Island. Fans aren't laughing anymore. They want substance, not stunts. If Fury is serious, he needs to drop the gimmicks, walk into negotiations like a fighter, and show the world he still has the hunger to compete. Because right now, his words reek of a man who's losing it, not just his drive, but the respect that built his empire in the first place. Amid the circus, Sky
before Alexander Usyk. That is my understanding.
When you say tune-up, you're not referring to
like
Anthony Joshua as a tune-up,
or no, that's not a tune-up.
No, that's what I mean. But just the way you worded that. Then.
Well, we're already into. He hasn't fought for 6.5, 7 months.
Oh, he's retired, mate.
He's retired. Yeah, he's retired. My understanding is behind the scenes they're working very closely on getting him back.
Sports veteran Adam Smith brings a sobering perspective. This is about legacy. Smith says firmly, he believes Fury's story is far from over, but he warns the next chapter must be written now. The Joshua fight in Smith's eyes is still alive, still possible, and still the defining clash of Fury's career. But there's one condition. It has to happen this year. No more stalling, no more sideshows, Smith says. Each day wasted risks shifting Fury's narrative, from champion to question mark. Smith is respectful but resolute. He knows Fury's career has been remarkable, but boxing history is unforgiving. Legends are remembered for the fights they fought, not the ones they merely teased. If Fury walks away without facing Joshua, his legacy will forever bear the stain of unfinished business. Former world champion Carl Froch echoes that sentiment, but with far less patience. Froch admits that Joshua versus Fury could still sell out.
Make more money, they're going to fill Wembley Stadium up, I'm sure, whatever. God bless them. But to me, it's lost. It's lost its zing. It's lost its luster. I mean, but that's me. It's lost. The English fans are so loyal. They're such.
Wembley still electrify the sport, but he's lost faith in Fury's credibility. Every delay, every excuse, it's worn thin. Froch says bluntly. He points out that Joshua has taken his share of damage too, with crushing defeats that scarred his aura. To Froch, this fight isn't about disrespect. It's about disappointment. He's watched the biggest fight in British history get dangled in front of fans for years, only to watch it evaporate again and again. The most damning part, Froch admits that if it never happens, he won't lose sleep. When voices like his stop caring, one pundit notes, the magic is slipping away. If Joshua and Fury don't meet soon, this won't be remembered as the greatest rivalry in heavyweight. It will be remembered as boxing's biggest what-if. Journalist Gareth A. Davies takes a different angle, focusing on the danger ahead. Fury hasn't fought in months, and retirement rumors swirl around him. Yet negotiations are heating up, and shockingly Joshua might be next. Not Usyk, not a tune-up fight, but straight into the lion's den. For Davies, the risk is enormous. Fury once dismissed Joshua as a warm-up, but that notion is laughable. Now, Joshua isn't a tune-up. Joshua is a war. If Fury steps into the ring half-prepared, Davies warns, he won't just be beaten, he'll be exposed. Legendary trainer and analyst Teddy Atlas adds another layer, striking at the very soul of the sport. For Atlas, Fury versus Joshua has already lost much of its magic. The moment it was delayed, teased, and overhyped, the spark started to fade. Atlas says, even if the fight happens now, he argues, it will never be what it could have been. What once promised to be a legacy-defining clash has devolved into another business move. Atlas respects the fans deeply, calling them the heartbeat of British boxing, but he says loyalty alone can't fix what's been broken. This fight should have happened years ago, when both were at their peak. Atlas laments, now it's about paychecks, not pride.